what's good? What's good? I hope this show well and keeping safe. Welcome back to another one. We are here with this beautiful pair called the Nasdaq, right? And we are gonna see what this beautiful pair have in store for us over the course of today. Right now, over the course of yesterday, we didn't find ourselves having any opportunity, right? As price simply found itself, not hitting in my point of interest, right? And unfortunately, these things happen, right? If I can maybe just share that with each and every single one of you, right? This was basically the trade, and this actual trade was captured in, during the London session, right? During London session, price already found itself, giving us this opportunity the previous week, the Friday, right? So all we just had to wait for was, all I found myself doing was literally just wait for price to, fill up this little gap right over there, take out liquidity, tap in my point of interest to have that beautiful long opportunity. But unfortunately, price just simply found itself having a further continuation move back towards the upside, right? So yeah, you're gonna have those days where price will give you your opportunity. You're gonna have those days where you simply just don't have anything, right? So let's see, what do we have in store over the course of today? All right. So to put everything in perspective, everything we have found ourselves covering on this beautiful channel, right? We basically said that liquidity, right? Major liquidity, those are areas we will see on our 15-minute time frame upwards, right? And minor areas of liquidity will basically be on the lower time frame, right? So with that being said, we're going to put it into practice, right? So with me looking at price, all you're going to find yourself doing is just look at areas where you can see there's a clear turning point, right? Like it is that just stands out, right? Like this low standing out, right? That low standing out, that low standing out, that high standing out, that high is standing out, right? So you find yourself looking at those areas which is pretty visible for the eye, and you find yourself boxing out those regions, right? That right there will basically be my buy side liquidity. This over here will basically be my sell side liquidity, right? And I love using the nearest areas, right? The nearest sell side, the nearest buy side liquidity I can find myself having, right? And then what I will find myself doing is just get out that flip from this low to that high, right? Basically just looking at this beautiful leg we have found ourselves creating over here. We can see that price is currently tapping within a discounted area, right? And from a discounted area, you are expecting price to basically move from a discount to a premium, and from a premium to a discounted area, right? That's ultimately how you want to find yourself viewing price, right? So that right there, we have found ourselves establishing, right? So now let's find ourselves going to our 15-minute time frame. Now, on the 15-minute time frame, you are going to do the exact same thing, okay? The exact same thing. All you're now going to find yourself doing is look at turning points that is, standing out for you. That right there is standing out. This over here is standing out to me as well, right? Which they are quite relatively equal. So you know what, I won't be surprised if we can have a shift towards the outside and basically take out these highs we have found ourselves creating right over there, right? That is quite visible. This low over here is quite visible as well, right? So what you're going to find yourself doing is, boxing out this region over here as well, right? I'm not going to find myself labeling this one, right? Because this currently I'm looking at my sell side. This right here is also sell side, right? But over here, we can see we have a beautiful fair value gap. And currently we are tapping within that actual fair value gap right over there, right? So now the question will literally be, from a major area, right? We can now see that we did find ourselves doing what? We can now see that we did find ourselves taking out liquidity. And we can see that we are having some sort of a reaction from, taking out that sell side liquidity right over there, right? So the next question will be, will it be wise to find ourselves looking for some beautiful long opportunity? Will it be wise for us to basically look for a short opportunity, right? That is the next question. So now we have found ourselves taking out a major area of liquidity. So now we're going to scale down to our lower time frame, which is our 5-minute time frame and lower. What will that be right over there? Minor, right? So these will basically be your minor areas of liquidity. So enable for this area to be valid, your minor area have to change market structure to bullish. Enable to be like, I'm going to find myself looking for some beautiful long opportunities. Because if price is not going to find itself doing that, then you don't have no entry. Okay, as simple as that. Then you don't have any entry whatsoever. And currently what we can see with PA is that there's nothing, right? There is currently still nothing. So in a case like this, all we have to now find ourselves doing is literally just be patient, right? Just be patient. Look a little bit left and see where are those areas we can potentially have some sort of initial turning point from, right? Over here, we can see that we created this beautiful fee value gap as well, as I think this is the one we most probably tapped into, right? Right over here, we have a turning point, and then we have multiple fee value gaps over here, right? In a case like this, I'm not going to find myself stressing about which one, right? No, I'm not going to find myself doing that. What I will find myself doing is looking at these lows over here, low, lower low, higher high, right? So this over here will basically be a point of interest, right? If prices is going to find itself melting over the course of, the New York Stock Exchange, then what do you think? What am I going to do? I'm going to wait for price to come back into this region. And you know what? I will then wait for my minor area to change market structure to bullish so that I can find myself looking for some beautiful long opportunities, right? So yeah, that is basically it. That is it. Yeah, look at that. We did tap into that region and we had a slight shift to the upside. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool right over there. So on my lower time frame, we can see major area of sell side liquidity has been taken out, right? So enable for me to be like, okay, I'm gonna look for some beautiful, beautiful long opportunities from this area. I need to see the following, right? I need to see price take out this low right over there. And after price is basically taking out that low, I have to wait for price to simply take out that high right over there, right? So basically something like this, down, change market structure, come back for the test, up we go, right? Then only I'll find myself looking for an actual buying opportunity, okay? Then only I will find myself looking for that actual buying opportunity on this beautiful pair called the Nasdaq. So we do have around about 14 minutes left for our New York Stock Exchange to find itself opening up, right? And you know what, present us with a potential opportunity, or if not, you know what, we just have to be like, another day we have no actual trades, right? And that's perfectly fine, because at the end of the day, it's trading. You know what? You're not going to find yourself having an opportunity each and every single day, right? You're not. We are waiting for the opportunity to come to us. We aren't coming to the opportunity. Okay, we wait for the opportunity to come to us, and if the opportunity comes to us, nice. If the opportunity doesn't, nice, right? Because at the end of the day, you know what, we just following our rules, right? We're just following our rules at the end of the day. So that is pretty much that. And then another thing, guys, listen, another thing is, if you are new to trading, right, and you feel like, this is something that you want to pursue in, this is something that you really want to find yourself making something, this is really something you want to find yourself diving into, right? Then be be aware, right? Be aware of or be ready. I want to say, not be aware. Be ready for failure. Be ready for a whole lot of setbacks. Be ready for um be ready to be tested, right? Be ready to get to that level where you never thought you would ever be, right? Get ready for that part right there. Because that moment right there will basically determine whether you are really here to find yourself doing this for the long run, right? Or you are here just to find yourself making a quick buck, right? Because I can promise you, if you're here to find yourself making a quick buck, right, you are gonna find yourself, you're gonna burn yourself out, right? You are gonna find yourself burning. Well, you are gonna burn yourself out, right? It takes a lot. Just keep that in mind. It takes a lot, right? Many people come with that actual mindset of, I'm going to come to trading. You know what? Diego is finding himself giving us a trading methodology whatsoever, a strategy whatsoever, right? But keep in mind, I can literally give you this strategy and you will still not be good at it simply because you don't understand what came with the actual strategy, the amount of failure that was behind the strategy, right? The amount of emotion that has been put in behind the actual strategy, right? All of those actual factors play a big role, right? All of those factors play a big role. And that's why when it comes down to you getting into the market, me showing you what I have, right? And me basically being with you throughout the journey, that is how you're going to find yourself learning my methodology, my actual strategy whatsoever, right? Because now you will understand what is my mindset. Now you will understand why I will look for some buys, certain areas, certain places, or certain areas whatsoever. Why I will be looking for some shorts. Why won't I find myself going short or long at this area when it is actually presenting everything to me, right? All of those things, then you will simply find yourself understanding it. So with that being said, you know what? Find yourself someone that can literally walk with you throughout the journey, right? If you have any questions whatsoever, let that person like answer, because that person needs to be with you this whole journey onwards, right? Now, with my community, right? I don't consider myself as being a mentor, even though they say like, do you mentor, whatnot, right? But at the end of the day, I started off my YouTube journey just for the simple sake of I just wanted to share my trading methodology, right? I just wanted to share my outlook. I just wanted to, help. Like I thought that if I'm gonna share the outlook and you guys watch it, and you know what, it's just simply gonna help each and every single one of you. That till afterwards I realized that hey, it's actually not that simple, right? Till someone basically asked me, D, can you please just teach me a little bit more in depth, right? And that's when I actually realized that yo, this actually takes a whole lot, right? It is more than just you can't just come to me and I'm just gonna be like, all right, here's a PDF file, take it. Whew, there I'm gone, right? It doesn't work like that, right? It can't also be like, hey, I have thousands of hours that you can find yourself going to go watch, right? And after that, then I'm just right now. Obviously, you can find yourself learning from that, right? From having a whole lot of content where you basically tracked the Nasdaq in this example where you have tracked the Nasdaq, you have make everything that you need to say is there, right? Yeah, then it can find itself being quite helpful, right? But at the same time, you know what? People will also want to see you live as well, right? So there needs to be those engaging online sessions, engaging sessions in general, right? With your audience to just be like, okay, what have you done throughout the day? What was your understanding with price action throughout the day, right? Why did you find yourself taking those longs? Why did you find yourself taking those shorts? Are your trade and my trade looking the same, right? Did we look at the same thing? Yes or no, right? Was I wrong? Were you right? Why were you right? Why were I wrong? Why was I wrong? Right? Why was I right? Why was you wrong? Right? Because at the end of the day, that is how you find yourself learning, right? That's how you're going to find yourself growing as a trader as well. but most importantly, that's how you're going to find yourself learning, right? And we are currently living in that era where everyone's focus level is so short like that, right? You can't simply find yourself focusing for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes because of TikTok and all of these platforms, right? And it's super. I want to say it's working on me, right? Because I mean, for the next generation, just imagine, just imagine everything is being shorter now. I'm gonna find myself uploading this video just as how it is, quite raw, right? And for those who still watching me till now, you know what? Thank you. You know what? Hit that like, hit that subscribe button because I know you are gaining some value from this. Okay. So yeah, it's quite frightening, it's quite scary because everything is basically being shortened. The way you're gonna find yourself texting someone as well, you're gonna shorten the words, right? People don't want to find themselves looking at long form contents, they want to look at short form content, right? And with that being said, how are you going to find yourself wanting success, but you aren't willing to accept that it's going to be a long journey, right? How? 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 Right? Because people think that everything just happens like that instantly. But in actual reality, it's not like that. Maybe it's painted like that on social media whatsoever, but it's not like that. It's a whole process you need to find yourself doing. It's a whole process. It's a whole lot of work you need to find yourself putting in behind the scenes, right? Which you guys are currently seeing now. It may look like this is something easy for me, but it's actually not something easy because, well, in the beginning it was a little bit hard, right? But now it is a little bit easier because I simply had to find myself getting used to it, right? And with me basically being an actual introverted person, right, I had to get used to putting my face in front of the camera because I simply saw that when my face is actually on the camera, you can see my facial expressions and everything like that, right? Versus me not being on the camera, people just don't find themselves tuning in much if the face is not there. So if the face is here, then people tune in. So I had to find myself getting used to putting my face on my actual content as well, right? Because you do know you get people that will, let's say, for instance, if I do like some sort of a breakdown, they will download this content and they will just sell it for some odd reason, right? Which is unnecessary. So, and we're doing what we need to do. But other than that, and I'm dwelling off the topic, having a short, a short, um, thought of process, right? I don't know why I couldn't get to those words, right? It will hinder you, right? I hope that you guys is aware of it, right? And I'm talking to those who are finding themselves like, the new ones. Because if you are inside the journey for quite a while, you will know what I am talking about, right? You will know that it's not something where you're just gonna come in and all of a sudden you're just gonna make it, right? You need to understand where you are as a person as well, right? You need to understand that certain people are coming from different backgrounds as well, right? So when it comes down to, yeah, certain people coming from different backgrounds, for some person, a 10,000 Rand may be a lot of money. To some people, a 10,000 Rand might not be a lot of money, right? So that right there, you need to understand where you are, right? You need to understand where you are. And if you know that, you are starting from here, scratch, right? My brother, my sister, let me tell you this. It's going to be hard, right? It's going to be hard. It's going to be long, but you have to find yourself being patient, right? You have to be patient and you just simply have to believe as well, right? And just simply keep on going, right? Just simply keep on going. Don't look at what Sam has to say. Don't look at what John has to say, and don't look at what this person has and that person have whatsoever, right? Cool, the materialistic things, those things can be a something that can motivate you at the end of the day, right? But look, how I'm looking at those type of things is that, you know what, if I'm gonna find myself working hard, that right there can be a reward, right? I'm not being like, hey, I want to be like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? No, 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 no. Because at the end of the day, I'm my own person. I don't want to gimmick that person. I don't want to gimmick that person, right? It's cool to gimmick someone in the beginning, right? Maybe you are finding, because this is ultimately how I found myself learning, right? By simply, if my mentor is going to come to the platform, he's going to do his breakdown. I want to say the exact same thing, what he's going to say before he even said it. Because if so, then I know that, hey, I'm up to something, right? I'm actually learning. So that right there is cool to find yourself doing, right? But then after that, you also need to realize that, you know, you're your own person, right? You are your own person. And it may take time to find yourself, right? But you will find yourself during the actual journey. There will be things you never thought that you would ever think about, right? Or ever discovered whatsoever. But this journey will definitely make everything come to light. Okay, so clean stuff. We are having 18 seconds, 17 seconds left for the New York Stock Exchange to find itself opening up, right? So we can see that we are having some sort of an actual shift back to the downside. Ultimately, what I made mention, I want to see the exact same thing happen. So what I will do is simply just track my lows and my highs, just like that, just like that. Right, so now I just have to be patient. 1530 have found itself kicking in, so let's wait and see. Right, closure above the high, that will basically be a change in structure. That right there will basically be an indication that I can find myself looking for some beautiful, beautiful long opportunities. Okay, so my trade will basically look like this. A 1-to-2 ratio. I'm satisfied with that. So my trade will basically look something like this. So if we're going to close above, wait for the retest, and then I'm going to find myself going long. But if not, you know what, I just have to find myself being patient with price and just wait for price to open up something for me, right? And we can see that we have a nice little run to the downside, right? But let's wait. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Let's just be patient. Let's wait. So closure above, we long. Closure above, and we are long, right? Even if price is gonna find itself having like not having a closure above, but if price is simply gonna find itself maybe just take out this area, leave a wick maybe, right, and leave a fair value gap, I then will find myself going long from the fair value gap. Okay, so yeah, let's wait. Doesn't look like we are going to find ourselves creating that fair value gap. Doesn't look like it. But it's cool though. It's cool though. Let's wait. Maybe I can give my trade a little bit of more breathing space. Like that. Keep in mind, like, just because I am putting my actual take profit like at that area right over there, I'll explain now. It's not that I'm putting it there randomly. Okay, I'll explain now. Don't stress about it. I'll explain that now. All I'm just waiting for is for my trade to open up. So there we can basically see that price did take out the high, but then price didn't find itself leaving a fair value gap, right? So since price didn't leave a fair value gap, I'm not going to find myself going long from this area onwards, right? I want to see my fair value. Well, I want to see a closure above at least. At this point, I want to see a closure above. And once we have the closure above, we long. So I'm just waiting on the entry, and then I will like explain that take profit area. It's not random. Nothing in price action is random. Someone is saying that is random. All right, coolio. So we can see we have a close. We are now above, right? But we need to see a closure. We need to see closure. Clean. We have closure above. We have closure above. They have closure above. Let's wait for the pullback. Let's wait for the pullback. And then we are finding ourselves going long. Let's wait for that pullback and we are long. Let's wait. Let's be patient. Let's be patient. Right, and here we can now see that price did in fact leave a fair value gap. So that right there is cool. Let me take a little screenshot. All right. Waiting for the pullback, that is like the hardest part. Because you are now like, I don't think price is coming back. I don't think price is coming back. But unfortunately, you just have to, like, you just have to wait. You just have to wait. So let's go. All right. I think maybe I will find myself jumping in a little bit earlier. Let's see if it will be needed. Let's see if it will be needed. 5 minute time frame created. Ah, it won't be needed. Won't be needed. So let's wait. Well, all right, fam. So we are long, right? I will adjust my trade a little bit. Or I actually don't have to. We still at this low. So clean stuff, right? So I am now currently within my trade, right? Let me just take a little screenshot of that. Super important to take an actual screenshot just to see how your trade actually performed, right? So there we can see that we had the tap into the point of interest and we had a nice little rejection from that region onwards, right? But let's get back to this area, right? Let's get back to our actual take profit area. Keep in mind that what I said was the following: these highs, right? Look at these highs. My eye already, or in the back of my mind, I have this area up, right? These highs, they are quite relatively equal. And with these highs being relatively equal, right, I would love to see this buy side liquidity over here basically being violated, right? This will be being considered as an intraday area, right? So I would love to see price basically take out that buy side liquidity right over there. And you know, and that's why I'm finding myself targeting these actual highs, right? It still makes sense. It's still making sense with my actual bias. So yeah, you know, now it's literally just a waiting game. Okay. Now it's simply just a waiting game. Let me just box out that and we are cool. This will basically be the deepest area I would love to see price come back into, as that is an actual order block, right? And obviously, if price is finding itself having a closure below this region, then this simply means that, you know what, we will have a continuation move back towards the downside, right? Is that something that we want? That's not something that we want, right? So that's why our actual stop loss area is below this actual area, well, this order block right over there. So as if now, you know what, we just have to be patient and simply just wait and see what will the outcome of this trade be. Okay, so to make this content a little bit more shorter, right, I will fast forward this part over here, right? So please make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe button. I highly, highly appreciate each and every single one of you. All right, fam. So we are literally run about like 10 pips, 10, 15 pips away from take profit. I already found myself securing some portions, right? So now I'm simply just having a runner heading to my take profit area, right? So I will like leave the actual screenshot in this video whatsoever, right? Where I will just simply show that I also, well, I will show the actual trade, but then I will also show the withdrawal as well, right? Let me just take a quick screenshot, clean stuff. Right now, what basically happened with this trade over here? You guys may think that I would have like stressed about this part over here. No, right? Simply because I knew that here is an actual this is an order block. Price can find itself coming back into the order block, right? And that can be the deepest retracement, right? Now, some of you may be like, but D, if you knew that it was an order block, why didn't you just simply take it from the order block, right? And yeah, you know, you have an actual valid point whatsoever, nothing wrong with it as well, you know, but for me, simply just from previous experiences, right, when it comes down to being too specific, right, sometimes you will find yourself missing out on trades, right? So enable for me just to find myself making it easier, I'll just simply find myself covering it with my stop loss area, right? If I know how much I'm willing to risk on a trade, I'm good, I'm fine, I don't care what's going to happen after that, right? So I found myself securing that whole region right over there, right? Because I know that if we're going to come lower than that, it's over, right? We are taking the L and loss is all part of it, right? One thing that fiddled with me though was this back and forth price found itself creating over here, right? So I basically was inside the trade over there. I found myself then closing my actual trade, right? As price came back, right? I then found myself re-entering, and then I found myself, you know what, closing as price found itself having this actual shift to the upside, right? Now that part right over there, what found itself happening over here, I'm quite used to, you know what, price is going to find itself tapping into my point of interest. And then after that, we are going to see some sort of a reaction from that area onwards, right? Now, what basically happened over here was I had to find myself reflecting on what happened last week, right? So last week I found myself having a few break-even trades, right? Price will go in profit and then it comes back, hit me out at break-even, right? So what I then found myself doing was, you know what? The lesson I had to learn was, you know what? When I'm inside a trade, right? Price will go in profit, come back, take me out at break even, and then go my actual direction, right? So then all I just simply found myself doing was just, you know, learning from a mistake I found myself making over the course of last week, right? So all I then found myself doing when I found myself re-entering, because it was also a little bit of initial break on a lower time frame that opened up right over there. I re-entered right over there and I kept my stop loss area as where it is, right? And look at that. Price simply just found itself having a beautiful, beautiful shift towards the upside. So currently, all I'm finding myself doing is just waiting and see, hey, will we find ourselves getting stopped out now, or will we find ourselves, you know what, heading to our actual take profit area? Take profit area is basically just lining up with some relatively equal highs we have found ourselves creating, right? This high right over there is also quite relatively equal to this one, right? So this simply means that we need to find ourselves taking out those highs right over there. Many people may find themselves panicking over here, right? But literally there's no need to find yourself panicking just because price is finding itself having some sort of a pullback, right? And obviously I can say that simply because I've already secured some profits, right? So what I'm finding myself doing now is like some extra pocket money, right? So now all I just have to find myself is being patient. Worst case scenario, we're still gonna walk away with some money, right? And that is all that matters. Can you find yourself taking some money from the market, right? Because you know what, you need to also keep in mind that the market was not created for us to take some money. Think about it, right? My previous profession was being an actual data analysis, right? Data capture, whatsoever. And what can you do with data, right? With data, you can find yourself doing some forecasting, right? With data, you can see what is working, what is not working, right? Etc. etc. Now, with that being said, the statement that says 90% of traders fail inside the market, right? That right there should already be a light bulb moment for you, right? Light bulb moment in a sense of, you know, when you're going to come to the industry, you need to understand that, you know what, the odds is already against you, right? The odds is already against you. How are you going to find yourself? I want to say, how are you going to find yourself, you know what, overcoming your actual odds, or how are you going to beat the odds, right? You're going to beat the odds by studying the odds, right? You're going to study the odds, and then you're going to find a way that is working for you to basically just move around the odds, right? Keep in mind, the odds is not going, it's not going to disappear or anything like that. It's still going to be there, right? It's still going to be against you, but you can find yourself working out something to basically just, you know, just, just quickly, So, with that being said, don't come with that mindset of, I'm gonna get rich quick. And I am invincible. I can never take losses. I am the market maker. I am moving the market. Whatever I say that's gonna happen, it needs to happen. Don't come with that mindset, right? Like, be open to learn, like, be a sponge, be open to learn, right? Be open to, don't be stubborn, right? Because I've seen a whole lot of stubborn people, right? When I come basically with my opinion, they'll also be like, nope, 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 nope. Don't be that person, right? I always found myself listening to someone. Hey, all right, what do you have to say? Because at the end of the day, you may find yourself, teaching me something at the end of the day as well, right? And I can give you value at the end of the day as well, right? Sometimes you will find yourself, like, just be an actual sponge, just be a sponge, be willing to learn, and just move with it, right? Just keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. That may sound like the worst advice ever, right? Keep on going. Because with every trader I have found myself communicating with, right, established traders, right, all they will say is just keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, right? And it may sound like the wackest advice ever, right? But at the end of the day, that's the only advice you can find yourself giving someone, right? Because to basically say keep on going, what you are basically saying is that with time, as you are finding yourself putting in the time and the effort, right? You can't just be here and just look at something and be like, you know what, I'm gonna get it, right? No, you actually have to work. You actually have to be like, why did this thing happen over here? Why is it that this thing did this, right? You're gonna backtest it, backtest it, backtest it. And one thing about backtesting, right? Coming back to data, you are now gathering up some data, right? And what did I say? What can you do with data? With data, you can find yourself formulating what is working, what is not working, right? With data, you can find yourself forecasting, right? So data is super important, super, super, super important. Okay. So with time, you're gonna find yourself gathering all of this data. You're gonna, and not just trading, but from yourself as well, right? You're gonna dig in while you're on patient. How are you gonna learn to be patient? How are you gonna find yourself just sitting on your hands and waiting for your opportunity? How are you going to find yourself doing these things, right? And those are things you're going to pick up about yourself, and you are going to, gather some data, and you're going to work from there, right? So with that being said, with time comes experience, right? With time comes experience. So you need to put in the work, and also just make sure that you are actually putting in the work, not just saying that you're putting in the work and you are just doing this. You're just looking cool in front of the screen, right? Looking cool in front of the screen is not going to help you. Okay, that's not going to help you. So you need to literally dive into the charts and see, why is A, B, C, D, and E is happening, right? So that right there is super crucial when it comes down to your trading journey, right? This was a long trade, right? But waiting this long for 60 pips is madness, but it's also understandable simply because tomorrow is a big day, right? Tomorrow we do have FOMC, if I'm correct. Let me just make sure again. Yeah, tomorrow we do have FOMC coming out, right? So I think price is basically just, having some slow momentum to build up momentum for FOMC, as well as, what, we also have Nvidia and Google, if I'm correct, that is releasing their earnings as well, right? So tomorrow will basically be a big day. Tomorrow will be a huge, huge one. So yeah, if you find yourself gathering some knowledge, gathering some insight, gathering some sort of, you know what, valuable information whatsoever, make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe button. The brokerage which I am using is XM, right? I am using XM. I will leave a link in my description, right? You can find yourself signing up, and you know what, claim your bonus, right? Claim your bonus. The link will be in my description. Okay, so let's be patient. Let's see what price is doing. Will we find ourselves getting stopped out? Will we find ourselves hitting take profit? I believe that we will hit take profit, but at the end of the day, you know what, the price is not going to do what I want it to do. But we're just gonna have to be patient and see what price have in store for us. So yeah, let's wait. Literally only how many pops away from take profit? Yes, 21 pops away from take profit, right? And we have to wait this long. But okay. All right, fam. So I'm gonna find myself closing my whole position. I found myself waiting long enough, right? I am a scalp trader, and for me, waiting this is not nice, right? Especially when I know that I'm making a video for you guys, right? So I found myself closing my actual profits, right? I closed my position. I will show everything as if right now, right? Withdraw and all of that, right? And that's just simply just to show you guys that, you know, we are actually doing it. We are actually inside the trade. We are actually trading, etc., right? So with that being said, you know what, I hope you guys have enjoyed this content. Make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate each and every single one of you. And to all the new ones, make sure to subscribe, right? Let's push this channel out of the stratosphere, as we are one of the only channels that is basically doing what we are currently doing. Okay, much love from me, your boy D. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. I'm out.